Thank you so much for joining me today for your practice. I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you are staying safe and healthy and as sane as possible. Today, our practice is going to focus on simplicity. So, we're not going to be doing anything too crazy. Maybe there'll be some funky transitions or kind of fun moments where you can play a little bit. But generally, we're going to keep it really simple with an awareness of our center and coming back again and again to our center. Whether that's our physical center, maybe it's our breath that anchors us, but whatever connects us to ourselves, helping us find that sense of stability. So if you have two blocks or block-like objects, you can grab those. A strap or a scarf would also be good to have as well. So we'll get started. And you're going to start on your back today. Letting yourself rest in a shavasana shape. Palms turning open so the backs of the hands are resting on the earth. And just letting the eyes close here for a few breaths. Feeling the heels heavy. Feeling the backs of the calves connecting into the mat. Feeling the weight of the pelvis. All of the muscles around the pelvis softening and releasing. And bringing your attention to your sacrum, the kind of flat area on the back of your pelvis. Feeling that connection of that bone into the earth. And as you travel up the spine in your mind's eye, you'll notice that there is space between the low back and the earth. A little natural arch in the back. Continuing, traveling up the body toward the mid-back and the upper back, the place between your shoulder blades. Again, you'll feel that connection to the earth. And then as you continue up to the neck, to the cervical spine, again, there's an arch, a natural arch of the spine away from the earth. And you can feel the back of the skull resting heavy. So this shape of the spine, this curving, undulating shape, is our natural spines. Is our neutral spine. So keeping that in mind, knowing that there's really no such thing as a straight spine. That we all have curves, we all have movement to our body. And take a big breath in. Open your mouth here, take a big sigh. You can start to wiggle the fingers and the toes a little bit. Letting the head take a gentle rock from side to side. And bringing your head back through center, bending the knees, drawing the knees in toward the chest. And you can give yourself a little bit of a rock on the back of your body if it feels good here. Maybe taking a few circles around the pelvis. And bringing yourself into neutral, into center here on your back. Taking the hands behind the head, interlacing the fingers. Keep the elbows really wide. And on a breath in, send both feet up toward the sky. As you exhale, chin to the chest, float the upper body off the mat, keeping the elbows wide. On your next inhale, the right leg reaches out long to 45 degrees. Exhale, switching the legs slowly. Breathing in, letting the legs switch. Breathing out, slow switch of the legs. Inhaling to switch. Exhaling to switch. Elbows wide, shoulder blades floating as you switch. One last time, left leg out. Keep the upper body lifted, send both legs up to the sky. Breathing in. And draw everything into that ball as you breathe out. Inhaling here, and as you exhale, it's a soft roll onto your right side. Pressing into the right hand, coming up to sit. And take your time to crawl yourself out onto hands and knees. Hands right under the shoulders, knees right under the hips. With a breath in, it's a cow pose. Belly softens toward the mat, head and the tail float. Pressing the floor away, rounding the spine, cat pose. Inhaling, front of the body opens. Exhaling, back of the body widens. One more time, breathing in for your cow, and breathing out for your cat. Neutral spine with a breath in, head reaching forward, tail reaching back. Tucking your toes, it's downward facing dog as you exhale. And take your time in this downward facing dog, arriving in this shape, doing whatever shifts you need to do to wake up your body here. Breathing in deeply, and with an exhale, finding some stillness in your downward facing dog. Shoulder blades plugging into the back as the palms press into the earth, widening and deepening that connection. With a breath in, the right leg reaches high, toes pointing down toward the earth. Exhale, knee to the nose, softly stepping the foot forward between the two hands. Left knee to the mat, toes point and arms rise for a low crescent lunge. Low belly is drawing up as the pelvis gets heavier. With a breath out, hands come down, framing the right foot, tucking the back toes, extending the back leg, and walk your hands to your left, turning yourself to face the side of the mat. Fingers can come down onto the floor or onto blocks if the floor is a little too far away to reach. Lengthening the spine, big breath in. As you breathe out, letting your upper body fold, palms to the earth, head hanging heavy off of your head. On your next breath in, turning to face the back of your mat, bending your left knee, low lunge, heart is open, and it's a downward facing dog to the back of your mat. Exhaling. With a breath in, it's a plank, rolling out long. And it's a child's pose as you breathe out, hips to the heels, releasing the forehead to the mat. Breathing in, coming back to that inhale, back to your exhale. Glancing forward, sliding out onto your belly for a baby cobra pose, pressing into the palms, shoulder blades drawing down the back. Traveling back through all fours, downward facing dog, big exhale. With a breath in, left leg stretches high. Knee toward the nose, gently stepping that foot forward between the hands. Right knee to the earth, toes point, arms sweeping high for your crescent lunge. On a breath out, hands come down, find the earth, tucking the right toes, extending the back leg, walking your hands to your right, turning back to your long side of the mat, And this time, give yourself a little bit of a sway from side to side. So you can bend the right knee, bend the left knee. Just let the upper body react. Maybe the fingertips sweep the floor. Turning back to the front of the room, right knee bends. Big inhale, low lunge. Downward facing dog. Right foot steps back to meet the left. Plank, breathing in. Lowering the knees to the mat or keeping the legs straight. Bending the elbows, lowering with control. Pressing into the palms, baby cobra. Inhaling. Traveling back through hands and knees. Downward facing dog. Exhaling. Nice big breath in here in your downward facing dog. With an exhale, softening the knees and taking a walk forward. Taking as many steps as you need to arrive at the top of your mat. Soft knees when you get there, heavy head. You can give it all a little shake out. Breath in. With an exhale, knees bend a little bit more, rolling yourself up to stand. Once you come to standing, take the hands behind the head. Interlace the fingers. Send the weight of the head back into the hands. Let the heart peel open, elbows widening, just like when you were on your back. And as you breathe out, draw the elbows together, rounding the chin to the chest, maybe softening the knees. Again, like this, press into the feet. Let the front of the body peel open. Breathing out, draw everything in, back of the body widens. One more time, opening the front of the body, inhaling, and drawing everything in, exhaling. Rising up to stand in Tadasana, arms by your sides. Let your eyes close for a few breaths here. And now you're feeling that sense of neutral through the spine, that sense of finding center on your 2 feet, and of anchoring yourself in your breath. Your eyes can float open, maybe stepping the feet together if they were open, sending the arms high for a prayer, breath in, melting forward over your legs, Uttanasana, forward fold. Right foot steps back into a lunge. Open heart, downward facing dog. Exhaling. Plank pose. Big breath in. Straight or bent legs lowering down to the earth. Pointing the toes, rising up for a cobra. Downward facing dog. Breathing out. Right leg reaches high. Inhale. Foot forward softly on an exhale. Left foot forward, opening the heart. Breath in, melting over the legs. Breath out. Arms rise for a prayer. Inhale, hands to your heart. Exhale. Send it back up. Breath in, melting over the legs. Breath out. Left foot steps back. Inhaling. Down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Exhaling. Plank pose. Big breath in, lowering with control all the way down to your belly. Point the toes, lifting the heart. Down dog. Breathing out. Left leg floats on an inhale. Foot between the hands. Exhaling. Right foot forward, lifting the heart. Melting over the legs. Arms rise for your prayer. And let that prayer come to your heart. Reach it back up, inhaling, folding forward, exhaling. Right foot steps back, long spine, down dog on your exhale. Plank pose, breath in. You can add a chaturanga or you can lower all the way down to the floor. Pressing into the palms, lifting the heart. Downward facing dog, exhale. Right leg high, breathing in. Soft step forward, breathing out. Left foot forward, opening the front of the body, melting, exhale, arms rise, breathing in, hands right to the heart, neutral spine, arms rise, breathing in, melting forward, breathing out, left foot back, inhale, down dog, breathing out. Plank pose, long breath, chaturanga or to the earth. Exhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, breath in, downward facing, breath out. Left leg high, inhale, soft step between the hands. Right foot forward, heart shines open, melting over the legs. Send the arms high, breath in, collected at the heart, breath out. Reach it back high, inhaling, hinging at the hips, folding forward. Right foot steps back, inhaling, plank pose this time, chaturanga or to the earth. Opening the heart, breath in, Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Everyone stay here. Big breath in, big breath out. Let the knees soften. Look forward, step or hop to your hands. Exhaling, long spine. Releasing over the legs. Arms rise for a prayer. Draw the hands through the heart. Fold right back over. Left foot steps back. Inhaling. Plank pose, halfway or all the way down. Opening the heart, breathing in. Downward facing dog, breathing out. Soften the knees. Look towards your fingers. Step or float your way there. Long spine. Folding forward, Uttanasana. Arms rise, breath in. Hands collect to the heart. Breath out. Find a big breath here. Bringing yourself back to center. Anchoring yourself in your breath. Chair pose, softening the knees, reaching the hips back, letting the heart rise for those fingertips, shoulders melting down. Hands through the heart, fold all the way over as you exhale. Lengthen the spine, breath in. Bend your knees, plant your palms, step, step, or hop your way back through chaturanga. Taking yourself through your vinyasa and traveling all the way back, downward facing dog. With an inhale, right leg reaches. Foot steps forward on a breath out. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1 pose. Left heel down, arms floating high. Now find that neutral spine here as much as possible, because we have one leg forward, one leg back. It's not going to be totally neutral, but try to move toward that center place. With an exhale, the hands come behind the head. Elbows wide, opening the heart, breath in. Draw the elbows in, rounding the spine, breath out. Again, like this, press into the right foot. Open the front of the body, inhaling. Drawing the elbows in, rounding the spine, exhaling. One more time, opening, breathing in, and draw everything in, breathing out. Warrior 1, both arms reaching to the sky. Open it up, warrior 2 pose, exhaling. Feeling the weight even between the 2 feet as the hips get heavy. Flipping the palms for a peaceful, right arm tips high, inhale. Circling the hands down to the floor, stepping back through plank, taking it toward the earth. Opening the heart, downward facing, exhaling. Left leg high, breath in. Foot between the hands, breath out. Back heel down for your warrior 1. Feeling the length through the spine and the connection to the earth through those 2 feet. With an exhale, hands connect behind the head. Elbows peel open as the heart widens. Breathing out, elbows draw in, chin melts toward the chest. Pressing into the 2 feet, open the front body, inhaling. Exhaling, drawing everything in, chin to the chest. One more time, opening up. Big breath in. Let everything curl in on your breath out. Pressing into the feet, arms rise, spine lifts, warrior 1. Open it up wide, Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2 pose. Feeling the hips getting really heavy. Crown of the head rising in opposition. Flipping the palms for peaceful. Left arm rises. Inhale. Cartwheel it down. Big step back through plank and through your vinyasa. Inhaling, right leg high. Stepping the foot forward for that warrior one. Arms float. Right away, hands behind the head. Elbows open, breathing in. Draw everything in. Breathing out. Warrior one, arms reach to the sky. Open it up, warrior two. Exhale. Peaceful, right arm tips high with a breath in. Now cartwheel your hands down to the floor, low lunge. This time walk your hands to the left, coming into your forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. This time rise up onto the fingertips, lengthen through the spine, take your hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers and let the head dip toward the mat as the knuckles reach out and away. Softly releasing the hands, the elbows, hands melt back down to the floor. Turning to the back of your mat, left knee bends for a low lunge. Spin the back heel down, it's warrior two, spiraling the arms up and around. Right away, straighten the left leg, arms to the sky, look towards your fingertips. Rebending that left knee, sink it a little bit lower. Again, rising up, breathing in, flying your warrior. Exhale, sinking back down, warrior two. Last time, rise up, turn your left toes in, turn your right toes out, bend the right knee, elbow to the thigh, extended side angle. Feeling the anchoring of the left pinky toe into the earth. Both hands to the floor for a lunge. Plant your left palm right under the left shoulder. Side plank, right foot on top of the left foot, right arm to the sky. If you need to turn it into a supported side plank and bring that left knee down to the earth, feel free. Big breath in. Right through plank pose, right hand down to lower. Rising breath in. Down dog. Breath out. Left leg high. Inhale. Step it forward. Ground the back heel. Warrior one. Hands behind the head. Exhaling. Open it up. Breath in. Melting everything forward. Breath out. Warrior one. Arms to the sky. Open it up. Warrior two. Exhale. Peaceful. Left arm high. Cartwheel the hands down to the floor. Walk your hands to your right, turning through your straddle. Keep turning all the way to the back of the mat. Right knee bends. Warrior two. Left heel down. Arms windmill up and around. Right leg lengthens. Flying your warrior. Breath in. Right knee bends. Exhale. Again, rising up. Eyes towards your prayer. Exhale. Right knee bends. Last time, rise up. Right toes turn in. Left toes turn out. Left knee bends. Elbow to the thigh. Extended side angle. With a breath out, both hands come down to the earth. Right hand plants under the shoulder. Left foot stacks on top of the right foot. Vashisthasana. Side plank. Breath in. Left hand softly lowers through your plank, through your chaturanga. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Same beginning, let it flow. Right leg rises. Exhale, foot forward. Warrior one, arms high. Hands behind the head. Breath out. Open it up. Inhaling. Draw everything forward. Exhaling. Warrior one, arms reach high, open it up. Warrior two, breath out. Peaceful, tip it high. Inhale. Cartwheel the hands down to the floor. Walk your hands to your left. Turn through your straddle all the way to the back of your mat. Warrior two, right heel down, arms wide. Straighten the left leg. Turn your left toes in. Right toes out, side angle. Elbow might come down to the thigh. Or if you're ready for it, you want to take it deeper, maybe your fingertips come down to the earth. You might stay here. You might play with a half bind, taking your left arm behind your back. You can also take a full bind, taking the right arm under the right thigh. But feel free to keep it simple whenever you need. If you found the bind, release the hands down. Everyone come down to a low lunge. Back foot forward, soft forward fold. Pressing into the feet, arms rise for a prayer. Inhaling, hands to your heart. Exhaling. Tree pose, lifting the right leg. Rotate out and place the sole of the right foot into your left inner thigh. Hands can find that connection at your heart. Now really feeling that idea of moving in towards center. Palms moving in, right foot connecting to left inner thigh drawing into that right foot. And once you've found that center point, you might send the arms to the sky. You can also play, if you feel pretty stable here, with taking the hands behind the head, maybe letting the weight of the head dip back into the hands, taking your upper body slightly off center, lifting the eyes, lifting the face. And if you looked up, you can use the hands to bring the head back up on top of the spine. Right knee turns parallel, Tadasana, stepping the feet together. Arms rise for a prayer. Breath in, bowing forward, breath out. Long spine, inhale. Bend your knees, plant your palms, make your way through your flow. Following your breath, downward facing dog. Last round, left leg floats. Step that foot forward for your warrior one. Reach it high. Hands behind the head. Exhale. Front of the body opens. Breathing in. Draw everything in. Breathing out. Warrior one. Press into the feet. Reach the arms high. Warrior two. Open it wide. Peaceful. Left arm high. Cartwheel the hands down to the floor. Walk your hands to your right. Turn through your straddle all the way to the back of the mat. Right knee bends. Back heel down. It's warrior two. Arms spiral wide. Right leg lengthens. Arms high. Top of the mat. Left knee bends. Side angle. Elbow to the thigh or fingertips to the earth. Again, feel free to keep it really simple, or feel free to move into a more complex, maybe a more challenging variation, but seeing if you can keep that length, that energy, that sense of stillness and neutral in the spine and in the breath. Releasing the hands to the floor, gently stepping your back foot forward, soft Uttanasana. Arms rise, breathing in, hands right to your heart. Breathing out. Left leg lifts this time for your tree pose. Lifting the leg, rotating out, and connecting left foot to right inner thigh. Hands finding that connection at your heart, Vrikshasana. And you're welcome to send the arms high. In your mind's eye, bring your attention to your spine. Notice, is it neutral? Is the tailbone kind of tipping back behind you? See if you can keep that Tadasana feeling even here. Maybe the hands come behind the head. And if you found that hands to head connection, you can play with sending the weight of your head back into the hands. Lifting just from the chest, from the eyes, from the face, seeing if the area below that can stay really neutral. Using your breath in, bringing the head back up on top of the spine. Paralleling the left leg, stepping the feet together, find your Tadasana. Arms rise, breath in, melting forward, breath out. Long spine, inhale. Bend your knees, plant your palms. Your journey through vinyasa. Following the path of your breath. And once you arrive in down dog, there's a few deep breaths. Anchoring yourself back in the inhale and the exhale. With your next breath in, right leg reaches high. Step the right foot between the hands. This time, keep yourself on your back toes and send both arms to the sky for a high lunge. Imagine that the tailbone could drop a little bit more, trying to find that sense of neutral through the spine. Softening your back knee, big breath in. Exhale, left knee to the chest, draw it in and up, lengthening the spine. You can stay here. You might take a peace sign with your left fingers and wrap it around your left big toe. Right arm reaches high, whether you have the knee or the toe. And the left leg might start to extend out in front of you. Now again, the spine is in Tadasana here as much as possible. The limbs are extending in different directions, but there's that sense of center. If your left leg is long, gently start to bend the knee. Warrior 3 pose, floating the left foot back, reaching the heart forward. Maybe you send the arms forward. It's up to you, really feeling a lot of length, all the way from the back heel, out through the crown of the head. Hands to the floor, standing split. This might be a chance to take some props under your hands if the floor is a little far away for you to reach. Letting your head get heavy, letting your left leg float. With an exhale, the left foot takes a big step to the back of the mat, low lunge. Solid on 2 feet, both arms reaching high, high lunge. Big inhale. As you exhale, hands connect at your heart, and it's a twist to your right. Left elbow over the right thigh, spiraling the heart up into those palms. You might stay here. For more support, you might bring the back knee down to the floor. Or you might play with getting a little more complicated in your variation. Maybe left fingers down, right arm high. Or taking a half bind or a full bind. Wherever you are, bring yourself back to that length of the spine. Making sure that whatever variation you've added isn't taking away from that shape, from the integrity of the pose. Both hands to the floor, breath out. Left knee slides forward, tucking behind the right ankle and bringing the hips down to the mat. Seeing if you can find a really long spine here. If you notice that you're tilting over to one side or one hip is hiking up, feel free to straighten the left leg. Both arms rise, breathing in. And it's a big twist to the right. Right fingers down, left elbow finds the knee. Seeing if even in this twist, the shoulders can stack on top of the hips. And with a breath out, releasing, hands to the left, let yourself bow down. Rolling up to sit, altar pose. Hands behind you, feet in front of you. Inhaling, exhaling, hips to the sky. Breathing in here, filling yourself up. Exhale, open your mouth, big sigh. One more time, breathing in, open the mouth. Hips to the floor. Cross your ankles, roll over your shins. You have a vinyasa or a step back to a down dog if you ever want to leave the vinyasa out. Left leg rises, breath in, foot between the hands, breath out. Both arms to the sky for your high lunge. Shoulder blades softening into the back. Neck is long and free. Inhale, let the back knee soften. With an exhale, right knee to the chest, lifting it in and up. Find that neutral spine and keep the neutral spine, either staying here or taking a peace sign around your right big toe. Left arm floats, and if you have the toe, maybe the leg extends out in front of you. If you notice that you're crunching forward or doing anything funky with the spine in order to lengthen the leg, let the knee bend. Keep it simple. If the leg is long, let that knee soften. Warrior 3 pose, Virabhadrasana 3. Right leg back, heart reaching forward. Right outer hip is spiraling down toward the earth. Finding almost that Tadasana shape in the body here. Hands soften to the mat or to blocks. It's standing split. With a big breath out, right foot touches down at the back of the mat. Sweeping the arms high for a high lunge. Breath in. Exhaling, hands to the heart. And then take that twist. Right elbow over the left shoulder, over the left thigh. Rising up with the chest toward those thumbs. Find that length of the spine. And then whatever variation you want to play with here in your lunge twist, make sure that that spine can stay just as long. Letting the breath be free. Wherever you are, hands to the earth. Slide the right knee in, tucking it behind the left foot. Hips to the earth behind you, sitting up with a long spine. Arms rise, breathing in. Left fingers to the mat, right elbow to the knee. Big spiral back over the left shoulder. Even on the 2 sitting bones. And with an exhale to counter twist, hands over to the right, shake it out. Roll yourself up to sit. Feet to the earth in front of you, holding on underneath your knees or your thighs, tipping back onto the sitting bones. Feet can come to knee height or the legs can reach long. And then releasing the arms for your boat pose, Navasana. A few deep breaths here, feeling the heart rising, seeing how much length you can get in that spine. One more big breath in. Crossing the ankles, rolling over your shins. Make your way back through one final vinyasa. Back to your downward facing dog. Big breath in here. And with a breath out, it's child's pose. Melting back to the heels. A few deep breaths here. Allowing these few moments in child's pose to anchor you back into the breath. That simplest of movement. Most basic movement. And the movement that underlies every single one of our poses. As you inhale, look forward at your fingertips, sliding yourself all the way out onto your belly. Forehead to the mat, toes point. Take the hands behind you, interlacing the fingers. One big breath in here. And as you exhale, everything floats off the mat for Shalabhasana, locust pose. Now bring your attention to your neck. Notice if you're kind of craning the neck back. See if the neck can continue to be long. So it's an extension of the curve of the spine, keeping that energy moving. With a breath out, let it go. One cheek to the mat. Let the arms and the legs relax. Heels can flop open to the sides. One more time, forehead to the mat. You might take one more Shalabhasana with hands behind your back, or maybe you bend the knees, holding onto the outsides of the feet or the ankles. Breath in, wherever you are, floating the body up off the mat. If you have the feet, this is Dhanurasana, bow pose. Keep breathing. With an exhale, gently release. Other cheek to the earth. And give your hips a little shake from side to side. Taking your time, rolling yourself over onto your back. Setting up with your feet on the earth, arms open in a wide T, palms facing the sky. Give the knees a sway, left to right. Both knees over to the left, turning your head to the right for an easy twist. Breath in draws you back through center. Breath out, knees to the right and head to the left. With your next exhale, the left arm comes over to meet your right arm. And just curling into a little ball on your right side. Taking your time, crawling yourself up onto hands and knees. We'll meet back in downward facing dog, floating the hips toward the sky. If there's one last vinyasa that you want to move through, bringing some energy, some life back into the body, feel free. With a breath in, the right leg reaches high. Draw the knee in toward the nose and then gently lay the shin down onto the earth. Take the left knee, draw it forward, tucking it behind the right knee, hugging the inner thighs together. Walking the feet apart, giving yourself space between your heels, and then sending the hips down into the space between those heels. Your hips might easily come down to the mat, but if that's not the case, you can always take a prop under the sitting bones. With a breath in, the arms rise to the sky. Left hand comes behind the head. The right arm circles around to the low back. You might be able to walk the fingers together behind the back, but again, if that's not the case for you, you can take your strap, your scarf, whatever you have nearby, in your left hand, and then hold on wherever you can reach with your right hand for your Gomukhasana. And can you find neutral in the spine even here? Can you avoid the tendency for the ribs to kind of splay open? Can you keep them contained? Can you keep the spine long and lifting? Can you avoid the tendency for the head to kind of drop forward? Can you keep the head up on top of the spine so that the chin is parallel to the earth? Breathing in. As you exhale, release the arms. Give them a little shake out. And then crawling yourself back out onto hands and knees, unraveling the legs. And it's your last downward facing dog. And once you arrive in your down dog, maybe wiggle out through the hips a little bit, evening out. Left leg rises, breath in. Knee toward the nose, draw it in, and then gently lay the shin down on the mat. Taking the right knee, hooking it in behind the left, inner thighs hugging inward. Walking the feet apart, and then sending the hips down into that space between the heels, either onto the floor or feel free to take whatever prop you need under the sitting bones. Arms rise as you breathe in. As you breathe out, right hand behind the head. This time, left arm circles around to the low back. And again, maybe you're able to catch the hands behind the back, or maybe you're holding your strap between your two hands. Seeing if the two sides of the pelvis can be even. So sending maybe a little more weight into that left sitting bone. And from that place of connection to the earth or to your prop, feeling the spine rising. So you have the downward sensation, and you have the upward sensation, the lightness. With your next exhale, gently releasing the arms. And give them a little shake out. And you can come down to the floor, stretching the legs out long in front of you. Give them a little shake in and out. Sitting up high on the pelvis. If it's challenging to sit up high on the pelvis, if you tend to kind of curve back, feel free to fold up a blanket or take a cushion underneath your sitting bones. We want to find as much as possible that neutral spine. Arms rising, breath in. With a breath out, it's a big dive out long over your legs for Paschimottanasana. With each breath in, imagine the spine could lengthen even more. And with each breath out, finding some softness, some release. So it's a cycle of lengthening, of growing, and of softening and surrendering. Rolling yourself back up to sit, breathing in. And then crawl yourself all the way forward to the top of your mat. Find your two blocks or your two props. Make sure that they're set up toward the top of your mat. We'll leave them there so we have them later. Feet on the floor, knees opening. Setting up for Baddha Konasana. Again, sitting up high on the sitting bones. Spine is long. With a breath out, reaching that long spine forward past your toes. And then letting your upper body round. Your breath in rolls you up to a long spine. Hands come to the earth behind you and give your hips just a little scooch forward towards your heels. Grab your blocks or your props and roll yourself down onto your back, setting the props under your knees, and you can adjust. Maybe they go higher or lower, maybe they go closer to your knees or a little bit higher up on your outer thighs. Once you've found a place where your legs feel totally supported, you can let your eyes close. You might have arms down by your sides, or you might bring one hand onto your heart, one hand onto your belly, physically bringing yourself back to that center, to yourself. You're welcome to stay here in this Supta Baddha Konasana for as long as you'd like. If at any point you'd like to move into Shavasana, you can use the hands to draw the thighs together and then stretching yourself out long. Feel free to rest in either your Supta Baddha Konasana or your Shavasana for as long as you like. Give yourself some time there. Enjoying the last few moments of your practice. Namaste.